Right, hello YouTube. Sorry about last episode, cutting you off a bit before we actually got to launch, but that's how it worked out with the time. But we are ready to go for our Dres manned return mission. Be fairly simple if all goes well, but we are also... it could very well not be, because we are trying out for the first time one of our really futuristic engines. We're trying out the Impulse Fusion engine. I probably will be skipping the main burn that will be using it. Like I'll show you it running. I'll show you what it does, and I'll go over how it works, but I will be skipping the main burn because otherwise we're going to be sat here for hours. It's not fast. Right, so, very little further ado. 3, 2, 1, liftoff. The stage that we'll be launching the engine is much less impressive than the thing itself. I have mentioned possibly working as well on a standardized launcher. That might be something we'll maybe do next episode, or after we've done the Dres mission, I should say. All right, what did you break? I just saw something break there. It might be that these radiators are actually too fragile to leave exposed, and we'll have to rejig this rocket a little bit. But I rather suspect MechJeb went, "Oh, you're overheating. Deploy radiator." Boom. So I'm just going to attempt to not do either of those, just in case that was it. Okay, take off. But I've not seen that sort of thing happen before, particularly. I'm actually not even sure what broke. I just saw something fall off. We've got a bit of an eye on it. We'll see if we're tilting in a direction and that side's panels break, or the other side. It's aerodynamic, so we'll have to adjust it, but... I rather suspect MechJeb went, I need to cool it down, and deployed a radiator. And that broke another one on the way down. Okay. Oh, auto-staging until stage 3 at furthest, and you're probably not even going to get that. Nothing breaking this time. I think it was an auto-deployment. Maybe it went, we're going to leave... Yeah, maybe it went, we're going to leave comms range, and it deployed the antenna, actually. And that broke something, perhaps? The antenna is... Where's the antenna? Question mark? We definitely had one, right? There's the feed antenna. What the heck? Oh. Well, we're going to need to go back to the hangar anyway. I think it snapped. I think it was the antenna. It maybe can snap even on the outside of the rocket even when it's not deployed, which is not usually an issue I've seen with things, but I guess because... I guess this particular one can do that. So, we're going to... basically, we're going to put an aerodynamic shell around the top of the rocket. We also need a bit of fuel to compensate for taking out that tank. Yes, exactly like that, but the wrong size. That? Yeah, that should do it. Then we're going to go 3-meter shell. We're just going to have to run it all the way up the rocket and past the thing. Yeah, 3.75. We definitely had an antenna, right? I'm not imagining that. There's that part. Where's the feed antenna? It is facing out. Oh, wait, it was all the way down here, wasn't it? Yeah, I think that broke off and was just, like, clinging on, maybe. Anyway. Yeah, why not? Gold. Golden payload. This is a special one. Okay, we should still be good. Yeah, what we'll do, that one will be maximum ejection force, not clamshell. Yeah. That one is designed to just splinter and get out of the way of the rest of the rocket. And I've just remembered, as you could probably tell by the grumble, that I've forgotten to put Separatrons, which we do need. We found out we need them on that last launch. Right, I'll go do that as well. Go to... yeah. Come on, game, load. I want to quickly go back and make the change. I hate having to do this, because either I have to cut the video in half and then I have to spend ages rendering it, or you guys have to watch the loading screen. I feel bad about that, but it's way easier on my end, and it's just like, I like the editing would... the rendering is not a problem of difficulty level, it's just time, and also having to have it running in the background. I'm trying to do other things. Right. Separatrons. 4 up here, and we'll even have 4 in the bottom, just in case. Hang on a minute. It should just be full on straight out the side. I think that's right. If that's what we get for trying to finish it in a hurry last episode. Comeuppance, otherwise commonly known as you missed a few steps. Shame I can't paint the whole outside of the rocket gold. There are mods that let you recolor stuff, but I don't believe... actually, I don't know whether they would work with the parts we've got. I do not know on that one. But yes, so anyway, we'll try for launch again. In theory, this mission should be good to go. We should have plenty of Delta V. We've done this sort of mission before, and we know we have enough for us to wait to land, and it's manned. So in theory, even if almost every bit of it goes wrong in some way, we should be okay as long as nothing breaks outright. So we've got the right crew, scientist, engineer, pilot. Well, we didn't bring the repair kits, but we'll go without. I don't think they're going to break, and I really don't want to go back at this point. If something breaks that's critical, you have full permission to tell me I told you so in the comments. Teddy, stay... yeah. All the staging on. Hang on. This thing doesn't boil off, does it? Lithium does not. Fusion fuel does. Okay, so we have to be a little bit careful with our electrical charge. I hadn't thought of that. We do have fairly beefy solar panels, so it should be okay. It's probably a good thing we do. Yeah, I hadn't thought of fusion fuel boiling off. Anyway, launch. Here we go again. Number 3? Yeah. These are the bits that you maybe don't see in some, again, some KSP YouTubers' channels. Some of them do leave them in. Some of them leave in the failures as well, and I kind of appreciate that in some ways. It's like, yeah, it doesn't always work. In fact, very often it doesn't work the first time, and it needs some tuning. Probably a good thing I'm not going for realism overhaul on this one, because if you actually do the construction time stuff, oh boy, failed launches are a pain. So, well, I guess I'm doing nothing for another year, or however long it takes to build another rocket. I really do find you have to have success after success, or you start to have problems with that one, but hey ho. We are only launching to 100. I'm going to boost us up to 1,000, either with whatever fuel we have yet, or by testing the Wait, no, they don't want to be on the same stage. We want that to be up there. Yeah, hang on a minute. By testing the fusion engine, sorry, I was trying to think of what my train of thought there was. Yes, we might try and boost our altitude to 100, or to 1,000, using them to test it's all working. And show it off for you guys. But I suppose I was thinking as well, the loading screen edit. I should have cut it, because I just remembered I'm going to have to edit this one anyway. Because I'm going to have to edit out the burns with the fusion engine, because they're probably going to be really long. Oh no, that's the wrong way! Gremlin noises. We'll put the repair kits in. Since we're going back to hangar. At least we can do that as well. Right, yeah, I forgot. The boosters are really really low down, so I don't even need the bottom ones. They'll just fold under the bottom of that booster. Right. Open that up. That's the wrong button. That's my desktop. Communication. No, not communications. Cargo. Oh, we can take an EVA experiments kit as well. Oh, that's good, actually. I nearly forgot that. I'm not going to worry about trying to make the cargo space for surface experiment stations with this lander. We can maybe do that on a future mission. Right. I'm happy to do that at some point, but it will need a slightly bigger craft. And at the moment, we've kept the top stage reasonably light so that fusion engine could do its job. Reasonably light is the word for it, but yeah. So the other thing with that fusion engine that's interesting is, aside from the fact that it needs to recharge between ignitions, so obviously you can't, what's the word for it? Brain. So you can't do like flickery maneuvers because it'll take at least 2 seconds at the highest drain rate to recharge and be ready to activate again. But it also doesn't throttle very well. I believe there's a point where it just shuts down. I can't remember what percentage that is off the top of my head, but I want to say 10%, but it might well be like 75. But it might not be throttleable at all. It might be all or nothing. I genuinely don't remember. So with our burn, depending on how it goes, we might end up with a little bit of overshoot or undershoot. And if we get either of those, I'm probably going to have to use the RCS, I would guess, to give us a bit of a forward or backwards push to make that very fine-tuned adjustment. And we might need to use like 20 meters worth, maybe more than that, maybe less. I don't know quite how powerful we're going to be. I think we're going to have 0.69. Nice thrust to weight, so at least at the start. So it's possible we'll overshoot a little bit, but again, we can fine tune with RCS. Now I also believe the MechJeb doesn't like the engine very well because it isn't throttleable and because it's a little bit weird. What we'll probably do is we'll get it to create the maneuver node, but we'll burn it ourselves manually. Which is not really that difficult as long as you set Smart ASS on node and ignite the engine and cut it at the right time. Not too much to it, it's fairly simple. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, that's on the wrong stage. You should be there. Okay, engine ignited as planned this time. Nothing broken. We're ascending to 8th stage. Or stage 8. Yeah, travelling at a leisurely 900 meters per second, increasing. An altitude of 33,000 meters. In fact, we're nearly at secularization height. Altitude on our apoapse. And you can see it down there. Aim for 100. I don't know if I said this episode, so I'll quickly add this here. Our goal for our space program, in general, is to try and set up a colony on Eeloo. In the meantime, to gather science for to help us build the big colony ship, we are trekking out to Dres for a little, a visit, basically. Visit and a set of science experimenting. Reduce the gimbal because it's wibbling a lot. So we're going to disable these because they do cause a little bit of extra wobble when they're running, and we're outside of the point where they can do anything anyway. Put you on roll. No. We will also... Whoa! I didn't even see it. It's just gone. Right. Now you can auto deploy solar panels and antenna, and you're not going to. Oh, I didn't want to remove that from symmetry. I guess those two... It doesn't even matter. They're still symmetrical. What? Don't even know what that does. Right. Activating our ship's radiators and solar panels. We do need to keep an eye on the power because our fusion fuel can boil off. So we will keep a bit of an eye on where we leave it. We do have a reasonable amount of electrical charge. But I really, again, do want to be avoiding boil off. I do not want to be losing precious and expensive fuel on this part of the mission. This is about a 300,000 launch, and it's not terribly expensive, but that is like maybe a tenth of roughly what our budget was. Little more than that. Okay, I don't know if it was 300,000 by the time we tweaked some stuff, but 200,000? I can't remember, but it was a fair bit anyway. Right, I think we are going to ditch the... In fact, I think what we're going to do is disengage autopilot. I'm going to use this to push ourselves to a nice high altitude with whatever fuel we have left, and then circularize from there. Apparatus is increasing. Right. So, this is where we have to do some things manually, but let's give it a try. So, charge rate 100%. Enable engine charging. Engine is charged. We drained a lot of power. Right. So, we're just going to turn auto stage off because it will break things now. Right. Maneuver planner. So, quick save. Actually, change apoapse to 1000 at the next period. No, at the next apoapse. Oh, it tried to auto-save exactly the same time. I was wondering what was happening there. We're going to want to set it at 1000 while we wait for our next maneuver. So, a Delta V display is probably going to be broken until we actually go there. Oh, throttle. Independent main throttle. Okay. Yeah, 'cause it's not activated. Right, so our burn time is 3 minutes 34 seconds, although it is flickering between 2, which is not helping. 3 minutes 34 seconds divided by 2 would be 1 minute 45. So, stop 2 minutes before, stop a little over 2 minutes before burn commences. We'll do it. Right, point to node. We should have given it more lead time, but we'll be okay, I think. Should let it rotate first, but oh well. Right. Throttle to maximum. Quick saving. Checking that's not in our path. Fusion fuel is not boiled off at all. We're okay. Ignition. And there it goes. As mentioned, this is using, I believe it is magnetic fusion pulses. So fusing lithium and deuterium. Using, I believe, lasers? Magnets? Magneto inertial fusion, yeah, magnets. Yeah, it's basically crushing the fuel together until it reaches such a high pressure that it ignites. Or, well, fuses. And generates a butt-ton of energy. Or at least a very efficient large amount of energy. Now, it's actually not too bad. Our thrust-to-weight ratio is 0.18. That's not good, but it's also not awful by any means. You could certainly have a lot less on a craft like this. Yes, so basically, we let it burn. We can even, I believe, turn what times 4. This is why I'm not too worried about having our ship attached a bit awkwardly to it. What we do need to do is... Oh, maybe the antenna wasn't even broken before. Maybe I just couldn't see it. We'll activate this so that we have our... We will target it at the beacon, and we will have the beacon change over from Duna to this craft in a minute once we've circularized our orbit. But yeah, so like I said, it's not the fastest engine to react. It is generating a lot of heat, but again, that performance 10k delta V, like, basically, or very nearly anyway. You do get some reimbursement, shall we say, for your investment in cost and awkwardness. And this is the most basic one, or this is one of the most basic ones. So yeah, they're going to improve. They will be even stronger later on. Try and cut it off exactly on the... How does throttling down work? You can actually throttle it down. That's interesting. Okay. And... Boom. Oh, below 5% it shuts off. Okay, that was the thing. Oh, and it recharged... Ah, yeah, it recharged automatically because we've got the recharge rate set so high. Don't know that that's a great idea. We might change that once we get to Dres, just in case we need to save power temporarily and let it recharge. But we'll see what happens. Right, circularize. At next... Change surface longitude of Apis. I'm not even sure what that means. Well, no, don't execute, but point us to node. Burn time, 29 seconds. Well, I think it's fairly easy to guess how long that's going to take. But yes, so you have to actually activate the engine each time because when it says shut down, it does mean shut down. It does literally mean it shut down completely. Yes, the only slightly awkward bit is the manual finagling of time warps and whatnot. Yes, we'll do this burn in real time and then we'll perhaps skip to... well, we'll see what we'll do next, but we'll probably have to do the wait until we're in the right place for the maneuver, I suppose, as well. And that's why I quick save. Yeah, no, quick save is the right word, because I just realised... Oh, shoot, I missed it. I think I can technically do... Oh, you know what I should be doing? I should be using warp... What am I doing? I've got warp helper. I can just set warp helper to maneuver node. Yeah, I could just be like, point to node. What's my ISS actually will use, because that'll definitely remember it afterwards. Warp helper. Maneuver node. Yeah, 20 seconds. 15. We will do 15 seconds actually, because it's already going to be pointing the right way, hopefully. Okay, so we do need to throttle up. We do need to activate it straight away, because of course at 5%, under 5% throttle, it won't start. Which would be a slight problem. I believe you actually have to be above 5% throttle for it to even ignite. I don't know whether it will just sit there until you throttle up above 5%, but either way. Yes, it's certainly an interesting looking little craft. I'm also going to rotate vertically so we definitely have a good angle on the sun. Because again, our deuterium will boil off. And we would prefer to not lose 1/2 of our fuel. Right, warp. Don't screw this up, mate, dear, please. Let's actually get our readout so we can see where we're at for peri-ups. Like I say, we'll be doing these maneuvers probably manually, so... Oh. Realising that, of course, maneuver time is completely wrong, because it just displayed it wrong. That's good. Not really sure what I'm supposed to do about that. We'll have to hope for the best with our orbital maneuver. Or our transfer maneuver, because that's going to be interesting. Hopefully MakeDev now actually remembers how much thrust we're supposed to have and gets it right. Anyway, it is burning. Burning, I suppose it is exploding. I think there's a... Is there a little... No, you can't see what's loading it, but you can see... Oh, yeah, you can sort of see it. You see the coils sort of moving back into place. I do love these parts. They're so nicely animated. And again, I love this glow. Look at that. It doesn't look like much is happening, but it's clearly getting really hot. Metal's glowing away. I suppose the heat has nowhere to go as part of it. You also notice how the solar panels automatically face the sun. Radiators will actually automatically, that can rotate, they will rotate to face as like narrower profile to the sun as possible to minimize the amount of extra heat they're picking up from just light and heat from the sun. You have a gravity thing we can do here? Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, I guess. Why not? I suppose this is a science mission. We are supposed to be doing this sort of stuff. Alright. It's coming up. I think it's going to be very close to the point of being effectively fine. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, that's the bit where I'll probably get it wrong, and then we might have to adjust with RCS is when it gets really close to the end and it has to fine-tune. At that point, we'll probably do a fine-tune maneuver burn just with the RCS. Right. There's Dres. There's a little potato rock out on its own out in the middle of nowhere. We won't worry about, for the sake of time, we won't worry about adjusting the relay to point at this craft unless we actually have to, and then we will specifically do that. But we'll use MechJeb to keep it just pointed straight before we leave it to its own devices. Right. Advanced transfer to another planet. Pork chop selection. And what are we looking at? 15k delta V. It will be a long burn then, so we'll be skipping part of it. So. Right. Great node. Point us to node, please. Including burn time. It thinks it's going to be that much. I activate the engine very quickly. We didn't get to see it. It thinks 3 minutes. I do not. Oh boy. I don't know how we see the proper burn time. I don't know how we tell how long this is actually going to take. Because it can't see the engine. Oh, well, let's see if I can activate it now. And if I activate it and I keep a really tight eye on it. No, we can't see it. Hang on. We'll wait for it to recharge because we don't want to burn out and start bleeding deuterium. One hour 36 minutes. Okay. We actually want it to jump to. I need to we got to end the episode there anyway. So I'll get the calculator out and I'll work out exactly where we need to be to make this work. Hopefully you've all enjoyed the episode. Good to see our new creation in orbit once we in action. Well, we finally got it up there because my god, that was a pain compared to what I thought it would be. I make games as well as playing them, so if you want to support the channel, check out the links in the description. You might find some you like down there. And I'll see you guys all again next time. Bye-bye.